Hello, hello, hello. This is an addendum to the Peter Gabriel review for IO. Again, I wanted. A lot of you are not going to be able to hear what I'm talking about because you've got to be a member of the Peter Gabriel Bandcamp subscription thing, right? Because recently, again, I don't know if it was yesterday or again whenever this was released, or I was made aware of this after I did my review, and it's a shame that I didn't hear it beforehand. But he recently dropped "Live and Let Live" stripped down version, and I don't. It's not on YouTube at the moment. I was kind of tempted to upload it myself, but it kind of goes It goes against my my better nature for copyright infringement. But I suppose if I did upload it, then Gabriel would get the money, wouldn't he? I wouldn't get a claim, would I? I don't know. Anyway, the reason I'm going on about it is this stripped down version illustrates everything I said about the album. It said it was released on the 13th of December. So when I did mine, it was the same. It must have been late the day when I did my review. Just seen. Here you go. I'll show you the web page for it. Here it is. It was recorded January 2022, and it features Gabriel. Gabriel and Richard Chappell doing the drum programming. Gabriel on tambourine percussion. David Rhodes on electric guitar, and Gabriel doing piano and vocals. It is delightfully stripped down. The words are different. It has a different opening. It's more soulful. It's more stripped back, and it's a much more sincere performance. You haven't got all the bolted on added extras. There's also a line about John and Yoko join the dance. All they're saying is give peace a chance. And I actually mentioned that in my review, so I feel very pleased with myself. And if you listen to this version, the beatliness of it is more apparent. But this version's got space. It's beautiful. It's just, oh man, if only the album had been like this. And this is what goes back to what I say about the production. I'm whispering because I'm doing this late at night because I've only just heard this. I heard this on the dog walk and I got all excited, and but it illustrates perfectly what I said about the production of the record. Now he needs a new set of ears, and again, I'm going to bring Daniel Lanois into this because he's one of my favourite producers, and he produced 2 of Gabriel's best albums. If he'd have heard this as a demo, he'd have said, less is more, man. There's space in it. There's a bit in it where I could imagine Youssef N'Dour's vocals coming in. It's got got that kind of lilt of "In Your Eyes" in there, and it would build. They could have towards the end, introduced the Soweto choir, and worked to a crescendo. Could have started, and they left all the, put down your weapons and the anti-war sentiment, and it's more about healing. It's more about forgiving, yourself and forgiving the people that have done you wrong. It's more about self-forgiveness, and I like that. It works better. Doesn't come across as naive. The bit where he name checks some of his favourite people. Again, John and Yoko are excised. Gandhi, he mentions Gandhi in this one. Excised. Well, we know why, because Gandhi's problematic now because he was a racist, wasn't he? And he liked sleeping next to young girls in the nip to test his chastity, and that's not cool anymore. So that's why he's been dropped. But it's called "Live and Let Live" stripped down version. But that line, "Live and Let Live," I don't think is even in the song anymore. It would have been probably called "Drop the Burden" or "The Burden." That's what I imagine the song would have been called. And that "Live and Let Live" bit is kind of tacked on. But yeah, it just, hearing it, you go, there's a missed opportunity. There is Gabriel at his best. And it's a real shame. It's a real shame. I really, again, someone please post it. Go and check it out. But it's a subscriber exclusive, so unless you're a subscriber, you're not going to be able to hear it. But I'm hoping that next year, as we go in 2024, I'm hoping that Gabriel will release more of these stripped down versions, and we'll have a chance to actually hear what those songs were like before they were messed up and ruined by his constant tinkering and adding, bolting bits on. And what you go from something that is, like I say, it's piano driven, it's keyboard driven, obviously, because that's his instrument. Lovely little bit of sympathetic guitar, no bass, some good vocals from Gabriel. The vocals are great, very expressive, very, he even does the high pitch, accents to it. Works really well. And they just lose all that in the final version. They lose all that. But of course, this is my opinion. Your opinion may be different. You may think that Live and Let Live is the greatest song he's ever written, he's recorded. You're wrong, but then I'm wrong too. We can both be wrong, or maybe we're both right. I don't know. But this illustrates my point. This illustrates my point, and I hope he does release more of these demos or stripped down versions, or whatever you want to call it, because it really does illustrate the problem that a lot of these artists have when it comes to self-producing their own material. And I think they lose like a lack of vision, because they're too close to it. You need a second set of ears and eyes. And this is something I say to my daughter, because my daughter's doing art for a GCSE at the moment, and they're always telling her to refine her art, and I say, you've got to know when to stop. You've got to know when to kind of step back from it, because you can add so much that the original spark, that life that you've put onto the page, onto the canvas, is lost because you've slapped too much on top of it. And this is where we're at. This is where you're at. I'm sorry for making these videos. I'm sorry that I'm not towing the line, but when I hear these records, and I hear this, I hear the possibilities, I hear the what could have beens, and in my mind, I just hear possible albums, possible records, and they're all better than what I'm hearing. And again, it's because I do it myself, and I'm really into mixing and sound production. It's my hobby. It's what I do. It's what I've done for like 30 odd years now. So when I hear this, and I hear the same old like strings being used, and the same old again, it's a very stodgy record, in terms of instrumentation. There's very little imagination there, and I think sometimes with this, less truly is more. Especially when his vocal performance is so good on it. He's not pushing the voice. It's really intimate. Especially if you listen on headphones, which I like listening to music on headphones a lot. It just goes in, and that one resonated with me. It's like, yeah, I feel that, but I don't feel the other one. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on and tell you about it, and maybe somebody will upload it or pirate it or whatnot, or maybe I can do it. I don't know. Should I? Would I get told off? Would Gabriel tell me off? I don't know. It's a subscription only thing though. It kind of goes against. No, I couldn't. It's a shame. But maybe somebody out there will upload this stripped down version, and you can experience it, and you'll go, you know what? That Darren, he had a bloody point. Yeah. You might say that, you might not. You might just completely continue to disprove me. Anyway, thank you for indulging me. It excited me. I got all excited about it. I was actually, I went to the missus. I went, you got to hear this, because I listened to it on the dog walk two or three times on repeat. I went, you got to hear this. Even she said, yeah, that's much better. It's like, yeah, you know. Anyway, so I just wanted to share my enthusiasm. Thank you for watching. My name is Darren Locke. I've been talking about Live and Let Live, the stripped down version, which is available via Gabriel's subscription package, which is on Bandcamp. It's like £3 a month, I think, and 5 minutes 51, which is, I think, it's 2 minutes shorter than the album version. Well, there you go, and it could even be, that could even be shorter. But anyway, thank you for watching. There's no more thing left to say, and by now you should know what that is, and that is ta-ta.